Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Six Morning Show. I'm Tony T. We're with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Commit live free picks for today's card. And on today's show, well, it's going to be Major League Baseball. When you know it's just Major League Baseball, that means football's not too far away. Right? All right, so that's how you got to look at it, guys. We have a light card like today, 7 games on the board for Major League Baseball. There are 7 elimination games from college baseball. You have to wait till the happy hour, I'm pretty sure, for those, because we know Ron and Ramon keep an eye on that. But, man, it's been an SEC bloodbath in the College World Series. There are 7 elimination games today. LSU is in an elimination game today. Oklahoma in an elimination game. Ole Miss in an elimination game. Tennessee in an elimination game. We lost Texas. We lost Georgia. Vanderbilt. I mean, it's been an absolute bloodbath in the College World Series. No teams choke as much in any sport than college baseball. I'll tell you that right now looking at this. All right. So we're with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving a live free picks. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, and hit us with that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps us build our audience. So we'll meet the Cappers and get right to these picks because we don't mess around here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Let's go to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much, Tony. At least the wind died down, so that's a good thing there. Didn't get impaled by the big branch. My shed did, though, but that far in. I now have a tree branch hanging out, so I'll have to get in there and saw that thing off of there and repair a hole in the roof of the shed. But other than that, nice little winning day yesterday. So made some profit on to start the new month. Can't complain there. Into January 2nd already here to start the week. So let's get to it. Small slate, but I think there's money to be had here in these baseball games today. I'm staying away from the college baseball there. Tune in the happy hour, though, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm sure Ron and Ramon will got you covered there in the college baseball action. So definitely tune in 5 p.m. Eastern this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fathom that Little Rock will beat LSU and that Wright State will knock off teams, and it's just Georgia. I mean, it's just insane here. But these little mid majors beating up on these powerhouses is insane. Let's go to Chris. Chris, what's happening? You're on mute there, Chris. Oh, you're on mute. Mute. No sound. He's talking. They got to look up. Chris, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Chris. Chris, look up. We can't hear you. We can't hear no sound. You're on mute. You can't hear me. Yeah, there's no sound coming.
He's like,
sign out, sign back in again. Let me sign in, sign out, back again. All right. I guess we lost your. Oh, there you go. Well,
yeah.
No. I guess let's sign out, sign back in again. We'll go get back to the rotation. So to Sean. Sean, what's going on?
Not much. A 1-2 day in baseball yesterday, and that's it. We move on to Monday, small card MLB, and that's it. I already got I do have hockey and NBA posted there, so you got to love that. You got to love that. But baseball for me, I looked for one baseball for college the other day. It wasn't posted there. I was like, oh no, I know sometimes it filters up late, but. Yeah. I don't know if I would do college. I mean, you're just talking about it. I'm not a huge college baseball guy. I look at these scores and just think, okay, I just got to bet the over, I guess is the way to go.
That seems to be the sharp approach there, right? Is look at the over in some of these games. But again, it's unless you follow, I haven't followed throughout the year. We started documented just for the regionals. So we'll see how it rolls. We got the super regionals next week where it's head to head, and it's best 2 out of 3, and then we get right to the World Series with the final, like the big league final 8 teams in there. But interesting tournament though. It's fun to watch, fun to follow. Some of these home crowds have been pretty good there. Let's see. We'll say a little. Chris, what's happening?
Oh, not much. Can you guys hear me now?
We hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea. I just saw Rod turn into a hurricane there and a tornado, and figured y'all couldn't hear me. So I'm back. Everything's good. We're sure to get today.
Very good. All right. Let's have El Ninos. What's happening?
Muted too. Doing pretty good here. Didn't get to any extra plays yesterday, so stuck to my one play. It wasn't looking good for the most part, but they came through late, so I'll take that win and move on to today. A smaller card today. I'm not going to promise too many plays, so just one play up for me so far.
Yeah. We go on a 7-game card. Let's say, Alessandro, what's going on?
Nothing much. 1-2 day yesterday. Rangers bats decided to wake up late. Cardinals bullpen blew it for me. We had the under 7.5 in that game. Difference between a winning day and a losing day, but we hop back on board. Got one game today. let's finish in the green.
Let's finish in green indeed. Yeah, I had actually green one day. Yeah, that under, I started the day losing that under, but then coming through with the final 3, and then had to claw and come from behind in that run line with the Padres, but had that big 8th inning. They get it in. That was a nice plus 150, plus 148 price point there with the Pods getting it done. Giving up 4 early, but holding on, bullpen holding it on there for me there. So I looked up how to continue there. So let's get to the baseball here. 7 games on the board, 2 blocks, 1 block of 4, 1 block of 3. A little change here. If you happen to see the starting lineups yesterday, it looked like it was going to be Bayo on the mound, but Richard Fitz drives Rod Fitz. He'll be the starter there for Boston today.
Dick
Is he back?
Yeah, he's back.
I didn't embrace that name.
Bayo is not going.
If the Dick Fitz, he's starting today.
Oh, there we go, Rod. We gotta love Sean. I gotta love Sean. It's even funnier when he's on woke radio giving these politically incorrect statements and shocking the host. You just gotta love it when he's on those networks. It's incredible. Well, I just call legacy media woke, so just that. That's how I just make a joke.
I think did we bring that up on Sports Grid last night?
Yeah. Yeah, how you said you said Aaron Goldsmith, Aaron
Goldie's on PEDs.
Goldie's on PEDs, and the host lost his mind. His eyes were bubbling up, almost losing it.
Come on, man! That guy's having a. And I might have to correct that. Maybe it's just the fact that he's a veteran and knows how to play baseball, as opposed to these young guys who go up there and just swing for the fences every time. Maybe it has something to do with he knows how to swing. But I'll think you're in today's baseball. You're him like that, and you're that age. PED, no doubt about it.
Exactly, that was hilarious.
Get the cup out.
Oh boy, that was funny. That was a funny segment. All right, let's get to baseball. We'll start with 4 on this block. Rockies and Marlins here. We got the Marlins favorite $1.91, total of 8. Brewers and Reds. The Reds $1.15, total of 9. Angels at Red Sox. Red Sox here $1.48, total 9.5. I'm going to close the block off with the Tigers and White Sox here, Central Division clash. They usually seem to be, when these Central teams meet up, it usually turns into sleep-inducing series. We'll see how this one goes. We got the Tigers $1.93, total 8.5. We start with Rod.
Yeah, looking at these ones to get us started here on the day. Look at the Marlins. They're in that one. I'm going to take a shot here with the Rockies today. German Marquez, hey, he's pitched pretty well. 3 of his last 4 starts. He had one little blip, but we got Meyer on the mound, and he's the expired wiener here and there in that one, since we're doing the wieners with jokes this morning. Well, he's definitely the expired Meyer wiener, that one. He had a good start, but definitely not been good the rest of the way. And then Boston, man, I thought they were going to hold good old Dick back a little bit, give him a little bit of rest, get him all ready to fit into the lineup on Tuesday, not today. But so I guess they're going to bump him up and put him in there today. I'm going the other way on that one. I don't think the Dick's going to fit very well into that lineup there today. Give me Anderson. He's been pitching way better than good old Ricardo over there for Boston. If it was Bello, I think I might have leaned to Boston, but Fitz going. He's going to give guys fits all day long. Give me the Dog and the Angels in that one.
There we go from Rob. We move on to Chris.
Let's see here. Colorado, Miami. We got German Marquez on the mound. I think Miami, these guys are probably going to go over this total. I think Marquez gets rocked here. In that one, I'm going to take plus money with the Angels there against Boston. I like Tyler Anderson much better in that matchup there. And then we have Detroit White Sox in this one. Is that right?
Yeah, we do. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I did the video on YouTube for that. You guys can check that out. We're going to take the under. We got Flaherty and Cannon. Cannon's been pitching pretty well at home. Got a pretty low ERA, which is crazy for a White Sox pitcher, but he's been doing pretty well. In that, Flaherty, he's had a rough start, or some rough outings on the road, but I still think that White Sox not hitting really well, even at home. I think we see an under in that one.
Maybe with Chris, on over to Sean.
Oh, is this the spot here with the Rockies? Do you just take the Rockies in the first 2, thinking they get 1 from Miami? I mean, 2-1 favorite for the Oscar Mayer wiener, who me and Ron both like the wiener. We like Max Meyer, right? He's been bad. I can't lay that kind of number though. That is insane. Like we're in a spot now. It is the second. Do you just do run lines. And again, I'm not doing it because the run lines are 170. Do you just fade the Rockies for the entire month and go against them because they maybe win 3 or 4 games? Like, even if you're laying 170 on average, if they win 4, that's really 8. They're still going to lose 15 or more. You'll still make money. Is it just this? Are you just going to autoplay fading these guys for the entire month? Can you? I know some people can. It's easy for them to swallow minus 350 and 290 favorites and stuff like that, or $2 favorites. At this point, I think you just do that. I mean, I want to take the Rockies because it's such plus money. I just can't. How about an over? I haven't bet the over here. I think we're going to do the over in this game though, because the Marlins somehow go over with that lineup who I can't name one guy. I know Kyle Stowers, and I know I got Norby because I got a Norby under 17 and a half home runs or something. That's all I know. Who's this team? But they go over. How about an over in that game? Of course, our guy in Boston. This is a great name, Dick Fitz. I mean, fabulous. But I like the Angels. I don't think it fits here. I like Tyler Anderson. I don't want to go against the Brewers. They've won 7 in a row, but is it time to jump off? How about a run line here? If I'm gonna fade a team on a 7-game win streak, it'll have to be for plus money, and plus 170 Reds run line would be a look there. We're doing all these games or just the first?
No, it's just the first four. First four.
First 4?
Yeah.
And the White Sox. Well, I love Flannery. He has not been good this year. He's been bad. I might. 170 with the White Sox might be worth a shot there. And I love Flannery, but it's 205 with that guy. He's due. He's due for good starts now because it's the White Sox. They were competitive last game. They're not as bad as everyone thinks. They get decent pitching. And anything goes if you're in a 2-2 game. You never know what's going to happen. I saw a 2-2 game in Seattle turn into like 10-2. So you never know. You never know what happens with these bullpens. Give me the White Sox now.
There we go from Sean. Just a note here: all eyes on the MRI for Corbin Burnes. Right, he left with the elbow injury. all eyes on Burnes. That could be a massive blow to Arizona if Burnes, if it turns out bad in that MRI today. On over to El
He's
Nino.
the only guy. I don't have anybody who pitches good after that.
Oh, I know.
P. Fatty got destroyed the other night. Are you kidding me?
At home with the roof
you
closed.
Fade that.
That's right. On over to El Nino's.
Here's a name for you at this Marlins lineup, Sean. I'll take Jesus Sanchez to get us an RBI here against German Marquez. He's got a home run and 3 at-bats against him with 2 RBIs. So why not take a shot on him? Then in that Angels Red Sox game, I'll take Rafael Devers to get an RBI. Has 3 hits and 7 at-bats with a home run, 2 RBIs against Anderson. Brewers Reds, we're going to go with a couple guys here. Spencer Steer to get an RBI, and Sal Frelick, who has 3 hits and 5 at-bats with an RBI against Singer. And then I think this is one of the games you could get some props, go bunch shopping for some RBI props in this Detroit Tigers White Sox game. These Tigers have pretty good numbers against Cannon. You got Cole Keith, 4 hits just in 7 at-bats with 4 RBIs against him. And you can really take a shot on a couple guys to get an RBI. But that's the one I'm going to go with for now.
All right, from El Nino's on over to Alessandro.
Yeah, being real selective today as far as on the premium side. But for today, I'll give you picks just about in every game. So for the Marlins Rockies game, I'm not really in love with that game, but I would take the Marlins run line there. Just can't trust the Rockies, especially traveling from New York. And then for the Red Sox Angels game, I hear everybody's on the Angels, but I'm actually going to go contrarian, go Red Sox. They have the 5th ranked ERA as far as bullpen in the MLB. And then I heard somebody talk about Devers. He's 315, 6 home runs, 23 RBIs in the last 20 games. So his bat's starting to get hot. So, yeah, I'll lean the Red Sox there. And then for the Brewers Reds, I'm just going to take the over. Hope both teams come in with their hot bats again and just like the over. And for the Tigers game, give me the Tigers minus 1.5. Flaherty's giving up 151 batting average, 167 OBP. 20 Ks and with the 53 batters he's faced from the White Sox. So yeah, those are my 4.
There we go. From Alessandro's news breaking here. Harper expected to return tomorrow for Philadelphia. There, Harper expected back tomorrow after taking that ball in the elbow. So some news there for those handicapping tomorrow's card. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lay with that small favorite here with Cincinnati. Singer at home, an ERA under 5.5 starts. Milwaukee bullpen on the road, an ERA 5.5. They've not been good this season as a coin flip team. 5-12 on the road, between plus 125 and minus 125, losing 7.5 unit loss. I'll look at Cincinnati here to break that streak. It's a different location for Milwaukee, so to me, it's kind of a situation that resets when you go into a new town. Tigers and White Sox, I'm going to go under the total there. Detroit hitting 214 over their past 5 games. I got to give credit to some of these starters for Chicago. Again, there is some light at the end of this tunnel, although it's a small, dim light. But I'll look here at this under there. Chicago hitting just 218 against righty starters. Actually, the bullpen for the White Sox have been decent here. Past 5 games, ERA of 2.84. So I'll look at the under in that spot. You know, what I usually do with the Rockies is I usually go under in their games, but not when German Marquez is on the mound. He's about the only one I just got to stay away from them. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Nixon Morning Show as we'll close out baseball with these final 3 games. Padres at Giants. We got the Giants here, $1.70, $1.80, total of 7, but juiced to the over. There is an under at penny right now, 7.5, I should say, at penny. So there's 7.5 sevens out there. While the Athletics, the homeless made it back to the shelter in Sacramento. Athletics hosting the Twins. Twins $1.55 here, total of 9. And it's Mets and Dodgers. Here comes another New York team in LA. We have LA here, $1.60. Total sits here 9.5 nines are heavily juiced right now on that one. So we'll get these 3 and this 3. We'll go to Rod.
Yeah, looking at these 3. Only one I'm looking at here is looking at the Mets taking on the Dodgers. Of course, they're going to take the over there in that one. Blackburn on the mound. And the Dodgers bats are hot. Over the last 5 games, what are they hitting? 315. So we're rolling right along, and the Dodgers bats staying hot. But so far this year, over 5 games span when they have been hot, and hitting over 315. They cool off after that 5th game of being hot. Only 2-6 in that spot. So you know what? The Blackburn and the Mets here at a nice plus price to come into LA and get a win.
There you go. Blackburn on the way back after that knee inflammation. It took him so long. We needed to fade him we need to fade him this season. All right, let's move on over to Chris.
Yeah, look at the Minnesota Athletics. You know what we do when we get to the shelter there. We go over with this ballpark. It's going to be Minnesota's first time in the shelter here. I think they're going to hit Severino pretty well. I know Joe Ryan can do a really good job of keeping the Athletics under control here. He's pretty good. But I would say we go over with the Athletics there. And something I looked at here for the Mets Dodgers game, I was looking back at every start typically that the Dodgers have. Their first start of a series, they go over. It's like they got to show up and show the Dodgers. Nobody cares. Go over there. Like they do that, they go over first game. It's happened more so than not. But take that over. I think they're gonna get some points there. I'm gonna go the other way with San Francisco, San Diego. We're gonna take the under there. In that one, I think we see a little bit lower scoring matchup between those two.
Here we go here from Chris on over to Sean.
Yeah, the Giants. Oh man, I know. Listen, Webb's great. These guys can't score a lick, though, man. They've been having trouble, and it's weird. They have guys. They got Ramos, they got Flores, they got Lee, they got Sammy. They have players you think can put up some offense because you look at the numbers individually, and there's some runs and RBI scored there. Yeah, listen, you can find the juiced under 7.5. I take the juicy under. I'd lay the 120 on a 7.5 there as opposed to 7. Let's try to get a win. Yeah, Twins and the A's. I like Joe Ryan. I'm a Joe Ryan guy, and this Oakland bullpen's just got to be absolutely spent. So, and Minnesota's coming off of like some close games there with Seattle. So this has got to be like facing the T-ball team. They got to be pumped up facing this one. So over. How about Twins? I don't want to lay 150 on the road. I'll probably do a run line there, whatever, 1.5. And the Dodgers Mets. Let's go to the over. Not a May guy, and we talk about the bullpen for the Dodgers all the time being banged up. Plus, they're off the Sunday nighter. And Blackburn, this guy's been pitching since like last August, and even then he wasn't all that great. So, that it's tough not doing the Dodgers. And I'm not a Dodger lover. You know this. I think they're overrated in the sense that they're not going to win 105
yes,
games.
you are. You got the hat and the jersey coming. It's in the mail. We know it. We know it. Come on. Everybody knows you're the Dodger.
I don't think they're a 105-win team. I don't think they're a 105-win team. But
not with 14 guys on the IL for their bullpen.
Yeah. They got
bullpen
problems.
starters,
I'll just go D over there. And again, I'll lean the plus 120 run line there with LA.
There you go. Taking the plus there with Sean on over to El Ninos.
I'll go with Arise to get an RBI here. I've seen him at plus 210, so well worth a shot. He has 8 hits and 13 at-bats against Logan Webb. Take a shot on him to get an RBI. There's a couple guys you could take a shot with here. Machado has pretty good numbers against him. Merrill has 5 hits and 7 at-bats against him. Sheets, 5 hits and 10 at-bats. Logan Webb's a good pitcher, don't get me wrong, but they see him pretty well, so it might be worth it. And you're getting decent prices on them too because he is a good pitcher. And in the next one, I will go with Carlos Correa to get an RBI here in that Twins Athletics game. He has 5 hits and 16 at-bats with a home run and 4 RBIs against Severino. Dodgers Mets, I'll be rooting for the Dodgers. A little pricey here. May end up with a little prop to hedge here a little bit. Pete Alonso, 2 hits and 3 at-bats against May. Could end up on an RBI with him, or maybe even take a shot with a home run against that banged up bullpen too. So, I haven't. Let me see that number though. Hold on. I haven't looked at the home run number yet, and he's not really getting much plus money on the RBI.
Probably not good. He just hit one yesterday.
Yeah. I'll double check that and get back to you with that in a sec.
Probably purple segment for that one. All right, we move on over to Alessandro.
For that first game, Giants-Padres, Logan Webb, 188 batters faced versus the Padres, 314 batting average, 340 on base. I heard Al Ninos talk about some of the stats. What do you call it? Jackson Merrill's batting 714, Machado batting 371, Arias batting 615. Possible over, maybe a little sprinkle on the money line when it comes to that for the Padres. And then for that Twins Athletics game, we'll go over there. 3 home runs and 53 at-bats versus the Twins for Severino. Versus the Athletics. I'm all messed up. Versus the Twins. Soderstrom, home run prop, possible. Shane Langeliers as well is batting 364 or 462 versus Severino. That's actually against Duran, the closer, because the Twins bullpen's in the top 5 actually when it comes to ERA, but Duran, not great numbers against the Athletics. So just lean over there. And then for the final game, Mets-Dodgers, it's ugly. It smells, but I actually am going to lean Mets there and go contrarian. There's this comeback story with Blackburn tonight, coming off a spinal tab, he hasn't pitched in a long time. I could just see them putting something up on the screen tonight about him coming back from spinal surgery. It's not a hammer type play. I'm not even going to have it up on a premium, but just a lean Mets. Why not?
There we go from Alessandro. Tell you what I think about these games. I look Padres Giants under. It's just, again, the Giants at home, 12-3 at home in their night games, just the way the ballpark plays at night over there. It's we go back and look over the past 3 seasons. Almost 2 out of every 3 night games in San Francisco goes under there. Padres 6-3 to the under on the road against these good bullpen teams. ERAs of 3.45 or lower. Like the under in that one. I'll go Twins run line here against the homeless. Twins have been hitting pretty well in their night games, 260. Ryan in his past 5 games an ERA of 1.86. You look at Severino at home. He got the bag. He got the big bag from. I don't know how the homeless found the money to pay it. He got enough collection to give Severino this big contract, and his ERA is over 6 in his home starts. His 7 home starts this year. So they got enough donations there to get him paid. Athletics bullpen has been an absolute mess. And wow, incredible here. Minnesota 10-0 to the run line, facing teams with horrible bullpens of ERAs of 4.70 or higher this season, returning 11.5 units. My goodness. Athletics 11-17 at the shelter on the run line this year, losing 6.5 units. I got to go run line here with Minnesota there. And wind blowing out in LA. Just go over in this one. We know Blackburn had struggles here. The ERA of 4.5. Also here, looking at May. May's kind of been up and down. And the bullpen in May, the bullpen in LA, ERA over 4. New York against these teams with high on-base percentages have gone over in 6-0 to the over this year, facing NL teams with on-base percentage of 340 or higher. LA at home, 19-10 to the over. I like the over there at New York and LA. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show. We got to the baseball, and tune into the happy hour for the college baseball because we know both Ron and Ramon. We got 7 games in the elimination games. I know they'll have some picks for you there. So tune into the happy hour there. So now it's time for our Parlay Purple segment where Cappers give out a parlay, team player prop, game of the future, series of the future, or just play it straight. They make the call. We'll start with Rod.
2 plays, 2-teamer, Rockies, Mets. Parlay those 2 up.
There we go with Rod. On over to Chris.
Yeah, I'll give you guys the Angels. Take the money line there. We'll do Minnesota A's over, New York, LA over. Your home run prop for me today, outside of the video, which we'll get to later, is going to be Will Benson with the Reds facing Aaron Ciavalli. Take him for a home run today.
Yeah, with Chris. On over to Sean.
All right, 3 side totals here. 36 and 36 plus $50. The other day, last time I gave out the picks here we went 2 and 3 with Ribby props for plus 205, 32 and 43 plus 1785 with Ribby props. But today, again, side totals: Miami over the 8, Reds run line plus 170, White Sox plus 175. Again, full game totals, run lines, underdog. We're not parlaying, straight across. 36 and 36. We're still up money, so bet them straight. 2 big dogs.
You guys there from Chris.
Money, I should say.
That's right. On over to El Ninos.
I'll take Machado, Merrill, and Sheets to get an RBI. Probably not a parlay, just play them single. Honorable mention to Luis Arias. He's just the least best price of the 3. That's why I kept him off. Off the 4, sorry.
Ninos, on over Alessandro.
Just a little beat down parlay. We'll go Red Sox run line and then Tigers run line, 2-teamer.
2-teamer there from Alessandro. Tell me what I like here. It's totals here with the Padres, Giants under, and Mets and Dodgers over. All right, we got you through our Parlay Pro segment. Now it's time to see what we have for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. We just gave you our free picks, but if you're looking for our best bets and premium plays, well, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. The link is in the description for you to get on over there. You can see documented with all our cappers up there. You can see the records and, of course, plays for sale today up on the board. And we'll see what Rod's got rolling over at Tony'sPicks.com. Rod's had a fantastic year last year and does it again here. 5,481 units of profit for 2025. Documented, Rod, what you got for sale?
For me, I got 3 plays rolling today. I got my MLB play of the day. And we crushed it yesterday, hitting the play of the day with the Cubs on the run line. Looking to go back-to-back to start the new month there. And then I also got my MLB dog of the day as well. And those are thrown into money ball here on Monday, 3-pack. So instead of buying those singly or individually, hey, grab that money ball Monday and let's kickstart the week and the new month winning. Like we started June winning. Let's continue to win in all of June. Decided so. Take advantage 2-for-1 Cappper promotional. Can't go wrong with that. That way, if there is a late play that decide to put in 10 minutes to 2 hours before tip off, puck drop, or first pitch, you get that email directly to you when you're bored long term here at Tony's Picks. That's the way to go. I haven't seen that offered by anybody else. That type of service when you're bored long term. So jump aboard here at Tony's Picks. Let's have a big week. Grab that week pass. I'm telling you, it's going to be a big week of action. We're going to make some money.
Yeah, that's right. Big week of action. We got NBA Finals, NHL Finals kicking off here. Good time to get on board with Rod on that 7-day all sports pass. All right, let's take a look and see what's rolling over at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll see what Chris has got for sale. Chris, what you got?
I guys got you a 3-pack today, and I know it's a short card, but I got you a best bet 2 premiums out there. And then, how about something long term? Even if 7 days, we got the NBA Finals on there. Been doing pretty well in the NBA. We're going to kick that back up on Thursday once these guys get going. And then, we're ready to, like Rod says, buy low, sell high. They're kind of coming off a few losing days here, but we're going to bounce back. I love today's card and the rest of the action this week. So get on something long term. Let me get you that late steam. We've got some potential for some TBD, some guys moving around and stuff like that, people going out, people changing. So we can get you that information. 2-for-1 Cappper, 2 people putting money in your pocket, as I always tell you guys, makes a lot of sense. So do that. And then, don't forget to use that promo code TonyT at checkout. It'll save you 15% off of my packages, my plays. I do have my baseball season pass out there. We're going to run all the way to the World Series for one price. So not a bad deal there. So hop on something there, and let's just crank back up here in June.
Good. Yeah, come up with Chris over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can see Chris's MLB season pass on the board, so get on board there. Remember, all of our one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must turn a profit or amount purchased will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's profit guaranteed, so get on board with Chris over at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, let's take a look and see what's rolling here at Tony'sPicks.com. See what Sean has for sale. Sean's put together a very good year in 2025. Sean, what you got for sale?
Mute
there, Sean.
Of course, I mean, I'm blowing my nose. So, yes. MLB's up for today. I do have the NBA Game 1 and NHL Stanley Cup Game 1s posted. Well, I have not put a package up because I'm all for, get a weekly because I throw a lot of things up there, sometimes a little later in the day, but I add a bunch of stuff. Don't always put them in my little 3-packs. So, for me, the best bet would be a 7-day or 3-day pass, get all the games I release. And there's that. Let's go. 1 and 2 day yesterday. I'm looking to bounce back today.
There you go. Get on board with Sean over at Tony's Picks. You can see the long-term subscriptions available. So get on board with Sean over at Tony'sPicks.com. Remember the promo code TonyT at checkout. Or knock off that 15% off. All right, let's take a look, see what Al Ninos has got going over at Tony'sPicks.com. Al Ninos had a great year in NBA. What you got for sale, Al?
Got just one play in the MLB, and I'm not going to make too many promises of many team plays today. I think that's where I'll stick. There's a lot of value on the card, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But on the premium side, just one play for me.
One play from El Ninos on a best bet or long-term subscriptions are the way to go here. You guys like that 7-day all sports pass here at the start of the week. All of our premium plays there for the next 7 days with a lot going on here with the MLB as far as the W. And, of course, don't forget baseball and hockey finals beginning this week as well. We'll see what Alessandro got going on over at Tony's Picks. What you got for sale, Alessandro?
Yesterday went 1 and 2 on my Sunday triple play. So we take a step back and we just go one bet today, the best bet I got. So that's up. And I got my June jackpot month pass. Got my 7-day, my 3-day pass as well. You can always hop on something long-term. Just use the discount code TonyT, get that 15%. Let's make some money.
Make some money indeed with Alessandro over at Tony's Picks. He's got his best bet on the board right now. Or as he mentioned, long-term subscription is the way to go. And, of course, the promo code TonyT at checkout will knock off that 15% off gamble with Alessandro over at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, guys, I've got a best bet on the board right now for Major League Baseball. Also bundled in my 3-pack. I got 3 premiums today, 3 in a 3-pack. With my best bet bundled or a standalone best bet. Don't buy them both. Buy one or the other if you're going to get a 1-day pass from me. Or you may have to get that 7-day all sports pass, get all my baseball for the week, as well as the NBA Finals as we get in ready here on Thursday. Get started with Game 1 of the NBA Finals, guys. So make sure we tune in for that. Speaking of Game 1 of the NBA Finals, I'll throw this out there. We had it earlier. We didn't have a lot on the card today, but we do see the series number up for the Pacers and Thunder. The Thunder here laying $6, $7. Pacers take back about $5 in most books. Anybody there a taker on the Pacers?
I'll do a Pacers plus 1.5 games. I think was 2-1.
Was it? Okay.
I thought something along those lines. I think
I'll take the opposite of that. I'll take the OKC City Thunder to kick the crap out of the Pacers. I'll take OKC minus the game and a half. This isn't going to be close. This is a beatdown.
You think it's a sweep? No, you think it's a sweep?
No, I don't think it's a sweep.
No.
I think the Pacers can at least get one, but I'm not taking the Pacers to keep this close. No chance. OKC is a dominant team. Pacers they almost let the Knicks back into it and had to go play a game 7. OKC is not doing that. That's not happening. They're going to pound the crap out of the Pacers here.
Yeah. Well, what the Pacers have to be careful with is OKC. When SGA likes to SJ lives at the free throw line. So, with the Pacers playing as fast as they go and as much as they go, they're going to have to. I don't know if they can back off of him enough. If they even touch him, the refs are going to give him free throws. So, they're going to. I don't know. It's going to be physical. I think it's going to be fast paced. I think overs are going to be potentially in play here in some of these, especially in Indiana. But I don't know. I think the Pacers get a couple. I think they get a couple on them, at least at home.
You got any thoughts?
Probably a couple. 4-2, which covers the -1.5. I'll take the -1.5 with OKC.
Any thoughts on this series, Alninos?
I'm not big on futures to begin with, so I think I'm gonna say it's looking like it's gonna be a rough start for the Pacers. So if you like the Pacers, you're probably gonna get a better number after a game or two. So I mean, Thunder have been great at home. Listen, could they steal one? Absolutely. Do I think they do that? I guess I'm not quite there yet. But we still got a couple days to look at it.
A few days for Alninos. Day to day out. Day to day out. We don't get too much in the future. All right, so Alessandro, any thoughts on this series?
Battle of the small markets. I'll be touching some props, that's for sure. Everybody seems to be on the Thunder. I like to take value in the Pacers, but I'm not in love with it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's one of those we'll sees for me too, because how is Indiana going to handle the defensive pressure they're going to see here from the Thunder? Because this team can defend like no one. That's why they've been so dominant, especially at home. At home is the way they're able to defend the 3-point shot. And how is Indiana going to handle the fact that you're going to have a hand in your face when you try to hit that three, shoot that three? Their threes are good. Their threes are. You saw how many wide open threes the Pacers had. Knicks could not match the speed of the Pacers. I mean, there was a lot of open threes, and the Knicks were just not fast enough on their feet. Either it's diet, cardio, whatever it was. They could not match the cardio of the. Bottom line is these athletes have the ability to do that. They choose not to. They just did not have the cardio to do it or the endurance to do it. That's what it comes down to, So OKC will be doing their wind sprints, getting ready to match the cardio of the Pacers. But so far, no one has. But I think this is the one team that can. This is the one team that has the cardio to do it.
But we'll see. As you allude to, that defense of OKC is going to be tough. For the Pacers are going to shoot too. So, but I just don't see OKC giving them open shots. They're going to smother them. They're going to good luck. If you're cheering for the Pacers, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. And again, they're going to have to make their threes. And again, it's going to come. This is where Carlisle is going to have to really come up with some really good coaching and some good plays here to try to find some open shots for their guys. That's what it's going to come down to.
Well, he had Baroa shut down the floppy, so I mean, why not have somebody shut down SGA?
Miracles can happen. Miracles can happen there. Carlisle's the one coach you got to be careful of because he's been around for many generations of sports from the 80s to the 90s to now. So he's got a lot of experience, a lot of basketball experience. He played the sport back in the day, so he knows what's happening. All right, guys, just a reminder, if you ever want to check out our show on replay, if you happen to miss any of our show, you can go to our YouTube channel, Tony's Picks. Just go hit Tony's Picks on the search, hit the live tab. You can watch the replay of our show right here. And, of course, we do have a members feature. If you'd like to support us a little bit, you get early access to my videos. Hit that join button. And, of course, the happy hour also archives here on our live tab. They'll be on today at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're looking for college baseball picks, the 2 R's, Ramon and the 3 R's are there, but you'll get the Ramon and Ron with picks from college baseball today. And those, so if you're looking for that, you'll get that there on the happy hour, 5 p.m. Eastern time. No games. The game starts today at 6 Eastern, so it'll be time to get those picks for these 7 elimination games in college baseball. They can make sense of the mess that I call college baseball up there. So these games are just very, for me, hard to unless you're handicapped throughout the day. It's I think hard to throughout the year. It's hard for me to get a grip on them. But anyway. More content on our YouTube channel. Hit the video tabs, and you'll see a lot going on here with Al and Chris, as well as a spreadsheet play of the day here from Ron Crawford up there. I got my deeper dives. Check us out over on the YouTube channel. No WNBA today, but tomorrow there'll be some WNBA up there. You can count on that. Of course, the Cappers talk a little bit more what they got up there. Of course, Rod, you got the happy hour coming up later today.
Yeah, definitely. Happy hour later today, 5 p.m. Eastern. Be on the lookout. WNBA is back tomorrow, as you said, and then later on the week, hey, the CFL's back as well. So I'll be tackling some CFL videos for you guys. Be on the lookout for those coming to kickstart the week. So big week of sports action starting to lots of action going on. We got the NHL, we got the NBA, we got MLB, WNBA is back as well, and then CFL kicks off next weekend too. So lots of sports action coming.
Sports action there, of course. Chris said we got some content up there as well, going into some of your props and more in baseball.
Yeah, I've got you guys a deeper dive into the Detroit White Sox under today, and then also got you 3 home run props, and added a little bit to each segment on that as to which pitch that each one of these guys like to hit, how much the percentage. Did a little bit deeper dive into home runs there. I just feel like a little bit more explanation was needed on that, possibly. It just makes me feel better and helps get there. We'll have some NBA Finals content as well, maybe some player props as well. You might see a TJ McConnell prop. I don't know. Love that guy. He's going to be annoying for OKC. He's a little bitty short guy for the Pacers there. But anyway, we're going to do some NBA Finals content. I haven't done content for that in a while, but I think it's needed here for the Finals. So going to have a whole week full of it.
Yeah, it might be the Berea. He might be the Berea for the Pacers. We'll see if that happens, Sean. Got you on the mornings.
No, well, are we off no WNBA today? Potato salad Monday?
Potato salad Monday. Back to the kitchen.
Potato salad Monday.
Back to food prep. Get the week food prep for the week.
Yeah, what do I got? Listen, MLB. You see me here in the mornings. A bigger schedule. I'll pop in for the happy hour for some ribbos and some talk about, who knows? I'll come in there and bash the WNBA or UFL or CFL football or something. I'll come in and stir the pot. You never know what you get. You never know what you can get out of me. You don't know.
You never know. We get on Sean, of course. Alnino's got you on the mornings. Pops once in a while, happy hour, and of course, you're looking for those dogs on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. We had been going with some RBIs there, so switched back to the dogs, and that's what I was gonna get to. So yeah, plenty of value on today's card, and small, but if you want some money line dogs, go check out that 3 doggy video. I think
take out 3 doggy video from Alnino's, because Alessandro, our newest Cappper here. I got stuff here on the shows, and we're going to work our minds to put together a video series for you.
Yes, we got UFC 316 this weekend, Davashvili and O'Malley rematch. Definitely already tuned in on that. Got a couple picks already. And nobody's attacking French Open, but there's tons of value on the board there. So just some obscure sports I'm also on as well.
There you go there from Alessandro. All right, guys, that's going to do it here for this edition here of the Tony Six Morning Show. We're back tomorrow. We got a 15-game card for Major League Baseball. The W is back, and we're closer and closer to the NHL and NBA Finals. Hey, I can't ignore the NHL Finals, right? I forgot to mention that. We do have series prices close here. Oilers $1.22 take back on the Panthers plus 102. I wonder who Rod likes in this series.
think he just got his Panthers hat in the mail.
I got his Panthers hat. There you
Totally.
go.
Panthers hat in the mail.
Panthers, of course. Right. Alnino's, who do you like? I'm wondering.
We parked right behind the Panthers, and I'll be yelling, "Turtle!"
Maybe a hat.
Turtle! Good shot.
Is there a hat bet between Alnino's and Rod?
Should just based on location, shouldn't we? Hey, unfortunately, these are 2 teams I've been rooting for throughout these playoffs. I mean, at least once, I guess, the Lightning got knocked out and the Kings got knocked out. These are 2 teams that actually knocked them out, and started rooting for them ever since. So no hard feelings, I guess, and I think it should be a great final. And yeah, as I said, again, not much futures guy. I do have my opinions on the games, but again, there will be on Tony'sPicks.com.
There you go. Any thoughts, Sean, on this series, Panthers-Oilers?
I like the Panthers.
Here we go.
Listen. I'm going to tell you who I have. They're going to be a dog in the first 2 on the road. I'll take them. Hope for a split and make plus money and say, look at that, I'm a winner. There we go, 1-1, and I win money. Can't beat it.
There we go. Alessandro, any thoughts on the NHL Finals?
I actually lean Oilers. What's it been, 30 years, Rod, since Canada's gotten 34 years, exactly. So they are due.
Yeah,
I guess
I
who's
do.
going to retire? So it's the whole. Gary Bettman came into the league with a Canadian team winning. He's starting to get this bobblehead going on when he's having in his speeches when he gets out there, and it's time he's going to retire. So it's time a Canadian team wins, and then he can retire. That way, when he retires, he doesn't have to hear the garbage about because once he gets out of that position, the first question is going to be like, "Did you fix stuff for the Canadian teams not to win?" And that way, he can shut everybody up because the Canadian team wins the Stanley Cup, and he retires. And then that puts to bed all the garbage that you hear that ever since Bettman's been in power of the NHL, Canadian teams can't win all because it's rigged and fixed, and they for them to lose. So, Oilers win. Want to get a big price? Take the Oilers in 5. This isn't even going to be close.
There you go.
People are thinking this thing's going to last 7. It's going to be forever. It's going to look like last year. It's going to be close. I don't think so. You got to remember last year, Leon was dealing with cracked ribs, broken hand. No Kane in last year's series as well. Kane's healthy. He's headhunting. We even got Darnell Nurse whacking people with sticks and breaking bones. Good luck. You're not going to come in and push around these Oilers like they did last year. Panthers they play a bully ball, and that's what they expect to do here. You think you're going to come in and bully the Oilers? No chance. The Oilers have the home ice. It's going to go the other way around. We're going to come into a hostile environment, and I'm telling you, hostile environment in Edmonton. It's not going to be pretty. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
The Oilers will smack you back. Smack! No Panthers this year, sorry.
Physical series.
History says year after year, we've seen this. The Oilers got beat in the finals last year, and it turns around, and they come back and they get to play them again. What happened? Gretzky did it against the Islanders, got swept, turned back next year. Guess who we beat? The Islanders. Sidney Crosby, same thing. Got smacked by Detroit in the Stanley Cup final. Following year, went back, smacked Detroit, got the Stanley Cup. The Oilers lost to the Panthers. Guess what's happening this year? The Oilers in 5, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I remember those Oilers teams. I remember those Oilers teams. They were a physical team. Anderson out there, McSorley out there, Messier was a physical force out there. Those guys did not get pushed around. Those Oilers back in the Gretzky days.
We will not get pushed around like the Panthers expect to push us around. No, not gonna happen. We do miss Hyman. We will miss Hyman because he was leading the NHL in hits, but with Ekholm back. That's a huge piece on defense for this Oilers squad back defensively. We know what he can do defensively. So that's a huge piece there. It's kind of like a swap, Hyman, Ekholm. And also both these squads are scoring goals. It's not just that one line for the Oilers. They've got 18 guys that have scored goals. The Panthers have 18 guys that can score goals. It's going to come down to goaltending. And we've seen what Skinner's been doing over his last few. 1.4 goals against average. Should be a good one, but I think the Oilers, they'll be ready, and they'll have a game plan to punch the Panthers in the mouth. Kachuk's soft. The Panthers beat everybody who was soft to get to where they are. Softies. You beat the Leafs, softies. You beat Carolina, softies. Who they beat that was tough?
Carolina?
Carolina doesn't hit anybody, Tony.
That's right. They're not the old Carolina of old, where they were one of the more physical teams in the league.
They're not a physical team. They just like to shoot, score, and they miss that physical depth. And you can see against the Florida squad, if you don't have any physicality, you in trouble. The Leafs did try, won a couple, but it came down to they couldn't score again. The Leafs' problem: no goal scoring when it needed it the most. And the Oilers got guys that can score goals.
Sure do. All right, you guys. Make sure to tune in to the happy hour. We'll find out more about this Jack Caglione because we know Ron Crawford is a KC guy, so they're going to call up the top prospect. The top prospect is coming in for the Royals. Maybe they get some runs here. Jack Caglione. We'll find out about him because we know our man Noah Cameron, and of course Jack Caglione. So the Royals adding some of their top prospects in the lineup. We'll see if they can get going offensively. We'll find out what Ron has to think about this because he does follow the Royals very closely. All right, that's going to do it for the show, guys. Any closing thoughts before we close it out?
Making winning day,
More
guys.
reason like the Panthers, I guess now.
Ross gonna even more. There we go. Some hat picks.
You knew I was gonna go. Against the Panthers. Come on.
Listen, you're right though. Like Florida lost the year before, came back, won last year. You saw that, you know. Why not?
Florida did the same thing, right? This is their third.
We're healthy. We're healthy this year. Last year was a battle. We can pull this one out. I get all that. I'm looking for a split. That's why I look at it. I'm going to get plus money. Is it a sweep? I don't think it's a sweep, Rod. Can I get a split?
No, it's a gentleman's sweep. Because I think you get one. This is how I picture the series going. Edmonton wins both games at home here to start it. They go to Florida. Florida wins that first game back at home, makes it 2-1. Everybody's like, "Oh, Florida's back in the series," and they always come out in Game 4 and wax them, and then they come back home and win it in 5. Home ice will be a little different this year.
Toronto will be a dog in those 2 games, so I'll probably take Toronto because I'll be looking for the plus, hoping it splits. So
Good.
You'll get a split. You're going to get a Canadian team that wins
Toronto next year, but not this year. You can't bet Toronto. It's Edmonton.
It's going to be a split. We got a Canadian team that hoists the cup, and U.S. won the World Championships, by the way. So there we can split it that way. No one cares about it. It used to be a big deal back in the day, the World Championships. Usually, what happens when NHL teams got eliminated, their players would go into the World Championship series over.
Canada won the 4 Nations, though, Tony. So it's
he did win the 4 Nations
there on the year, right?
That's
won the 4 Nations, and then the U.S. won the World Championships.
That's right. Now we're not gonna go too far into junior and the ladies juniors. They've been showing on television here, but that'll do it, guys. We're gonna wave goodbye, guys. You guys making a winning day. We're back tomorrow on the Tony 6 Morning Show.